Hi guys, so this is a pick a card for what your Akashic Records want to tell you in May to do with love. So we're going to do 3 piles. Obviously check out the other pick a cards for the Akashic Records in May. We've got a video for just general, we've got one for money, and we've got one for purpose, as well as this love one. But anyway, first of all, work out is your message for this love reading in pile number 1. Is it in pile number 2? Or is it in pile number 3? Cool, so we will go straight over to message number 1. Hi guys, this is everybody whose message was in message number 1 for what the Akashic Records want to tell you in May to do with love. So I'm going to go straight in, and I am not going to try and channel too much at all. But if something does come up, then obviously I will tell you. So message number 1. Okay, so I'm hearing respect and responsibility. It seems quite full on to begin with, but we'll just go with it. Let's have a look. Actually, 2 more. Okay. So we're not going to read anything reversed. Oh wow, so the first thing we start out with is the 5 of Swords. Then we have the Sun. Okay, so some sort of internal conflict, some mental conflict, which you're getting a lot of enlightenment about. Oh, 6 of Cups. So you're getting a lot of enlightenment and resolution from either an internal conflict that you had with somebody in the past, or an internal conflict that you have with yourself to do with how you managed a past relationship. There's something about all of that kind of energy that's coming up right now. Sorry, this is a bit overexposed. Let me just so you can see the cards properly. So there's something about that kind of like coming up instantly. Oh, and then we have the Queen of Cups. So there's a lot of love. Oh, there's a proper lot of love and softness to do with whoever this person is, or whatever this relationship was from the past. It feels like obviously you've got a lot of nostalgia to do with it, but there is also some kind of mental conflict that's going off to do with it. But then we also have the Page of Wands. So again, this really supports the kind of Sun card that you're starting in May. You're going to be getting some kind of like conscious awareness, some enlightenment to do with this situation. And it's all going to start to make a lot more sense for you. And it's actually going to take you away from this place of internal struggle and conflict to do with whatever has been going off. So be really, really open to that. So the Akashic Records just really want you to know that things are getting better. Things are going to get so much better to do with how you mentally perceive a relationship, a significant relationship, or a significant soul connection that you felt with somebody in the past. And you're very much going to gain this new insight on it. And I'm hearing that it's going to be very like liberating and freeing for you. And depending, again, there's 2 different spectrums here, so you have to really be honest with yourself to feel like what you feel coming up. For some of you, this will mean a reconnection with that person, but for others of you, it will be complete liberation away from that connection, so that you're able to move on properly and either commit more to a current partner, or actually find a new partner that will actually build. And this is the thing, the new partner is going to be building on whatever you had emotionally created with this other person. But like I say, for some of you, you'll also be going back to this situation and this person. You need to feel like deep inside your soul with this one, because it truly is different for everybody. And also I'm hearing, if you specifically know that they have moved on, as in they've told you that they've moved on, then it's probably more that you're going to get this kind of like liberation and this freedom to kind of also properly move on yourself. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting with this. Let's just pull a few more cards. I want to know a bit more about this one. And this one. And this one. Cool, let's see what we get. So, oh wow, we have the Passion card with the Sun. we have, whoa, that card's got a lot of energy. Success card with the Page of Wands. So this is what I mean, like, you're going to be getting this whole new awareness that's going to really, it's gonna move you forward. So I feel like some of you might have been a bit stuck in some way, like mental conflict going round and round. And oh yeah, look, I do really see that mental conflict is going to turn into happiness. It's no longer going to be haunting you. And it's then going to basically mean that you have got more emotional energy to invest in whoever or whatever is truly meant to be in your life right now. I feel that really, really strongly. So this feels already like it's a really positive, encouraging message that if any of you have been feeling like I say, in conflict about how things ended in the past with somebody, I feel like this is going to, you're going to have like renewed energy and renewed enthusiasm about relationships on the whole. And also very much what you can give and what you can receive in a relationship. I feel like that kind of energy feels quite strong too. But it's really interesting because although we started the reading with the Five of Swords, which obviously you can see, even if you don't know tarot, it doesn't look exactly inviting. But all of these other supporting cards, happiness, success and passion, and even the colours, they're so warm and they're so kind of abundant feeling, really. Like I just know that things are all moving in a really great direction for you in May, and I do really feel like you have to trust it. Now let's just pull just going to pull one more for these two. Whoa, no, I'm going to keep shuffling. What? Oh. I also feel like, say for some of you, you know, this past relationship, it doesn't necessarily have to be the most recent past relationship. It's just a relationship that somehow has kind of stayed stuck in your energy field as like unresolved in some way. Like it's unresolved within you. So originally with this reading, you might be thinking it's a certain sort of person, but just now check in with yourself again, because the Akashic Records is referring to a relationship where it's unresolved in some way. There was some kind of thing that was unresolved within you to do with this connection. And some of that is, I think for a smaller percentage of you, it's unresolved because it still has ways to grow with both of you together in the future. But also for quite a lot of you, it's just because it's unresolved because it in some ways highlighted significant childhood things that you had experienced growing up, and in some ways this relationship mirrored it to you. So I don't know whether this person held some characteristics or qualities of your mom or your dad or something like that, but it caused you to over connect and over bond with them in some way. And it also meant you had a bit of, not exactly codependency because that's too strong, but I think this person ended up feeling like a lot more to you than maybe what your future felt like it was going to be because of this association with one of your parents. So that's one scenario. Like I say, the other scenario is you felt such a great connection to this person because they still have stuff yet to grow with you two together in the future. But I will be honest with you and say that's a smaller percentage of the people listening to this reading. So it is really important that you're super honest with yourself, which I know is so freaking tricky when it comes to this, but that's probably more of a private type of reading that you need for something like that. Okay, so here we have fear. So fear was supporting the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Cups we have wonder. Oh, cute. Okay, so just give me a moment here. So again, instantly what came out for me as well to do with this past relationship, whichever one it is, if the fear is there and you knew that you were somebody that's connected to this because that partner had qualities of either your mum or your dad or your primary caregivers, there's just some fear about fully letting go and moving on, because it's just that childhood thing about outgrowing something and yet something feeling so familiar and you don't want to let go of the familiar. There's something about that going on. So feel deep down inside yourself if that is you. If it is the other scenario where it's because actually there's a genuine connection that still has ways to grow, then you will resonate when I say the words that there's fear with you reconnecting with this person, because deep down in your soul, you do know there is more for you two to grow together. And that feels a bit overwhelming, because actually this person is somebody highly significant to you in your life, and they will have been present with you in a past life, if you resonate with that one. So this fear is not so much like the other fear I described, which is like the fear of moving on and the fear of letting go of the familiar, even if it wasn't good for you. This is actually more, paradoxically, even though you know them from a past life and stuff, this is the fear of the unknown with somebody, where something still has a long way to grow, but you don't understand it and you can't see how it's going to work, and it just brings up a lot of feelings of like the unfamiliar. So one is fear of letting go of the familiar, and the other is fear of going into the unknown. So hopefully that gives you a bit more insight into which layer you are with this. Now, woo, that feels quite full on, by the way. Just need to clear that out. Now the Queen of Cups and Wonder. Oh, I love this. Often when I see this Queen of Cups, I kind of feel like she is manifesting something. She's trying to create something, because she's putting so much focus on that cup. And I do feel like it's really important, whichever like group you fall into, as to what I've just described over here. I think it's really, really important that you just stay open to the magic of life, and that you don't need to control it or understand it or have all of the answers, that it is actually safe for you right now just to flow with the intuitive guidance and feelings that you get to do with relationships and love in your life right now. I think this is so, so important, and particularly to do with whatever this was in the past. You know, you've got to trust your intuition on it. And even if your intuition is scary because your intuition is telling you you need to let go, or even if your intuition is scary because it's telling you you need to reconnect, trust it and flow with it, because there's something amazing when you take whichever of those actions is relevant to you. There is something amazing. And again, just to highlight, happiness, passion, success, all super, super positive. So even though the first card that came out was heavy as the Five of Swords, every other card past that, other than the fear, which really, like I say, is fear of letting go of something that's familiar, or fear of going into something which you don't understand, everything else is super positive here. And again, the Wonder card feels like the Sun card, because it kind of feels like super playful. So it does make me feel as well like the right energy for you right now in a partner is somebody that has like a real like fun, joyful, playful energy. So maybe that might give you a little bit more insight too. You know, it isn't something that is heavy or stagnant in any way. It's somebody that has, I want to say like joy in their heart is kind of what's coming out, and it's youthful and it's playful. So that's what's going on there. Now let me just pull just a couple of oracles, and then I'm just going to pull one card for you guys to interpret. So then we have the Equator to make equal. I think this is a beautiful picture. I totally love it. And then we have Snow, Silence. So I just think as well with this is just like balancing up like different feelings and conflicts that you have within you. I think it's really important there. It's really important to balance up any internal conflicts you have to do with relationships, and particularly relationships from the past. It's kind of like it's really important for you to just soften yourself. I feel again like the Snow, I don't know why it's coming into this playful energy about snowball fights and sledging and building snowmans. I just feel like you need to bring in that kind of like youthful, playful energy to do with how you see relationships, and just be open and just be just open and playful and light on your feet, and kind of like again, it's like following this joy thing. It really feels like it's so important for you to follow your joy. And it might not necessarily be what you think it is, what you thought it is. It might be something quite different, but you just got to follow it, because this is really where your heart wants to go. Now, just to finish this off, I'll just pull a wild card for you guys to interpret yourself. So let's see what we get. Oh, wow, I had this on another reading somewhere. So you have cause and effect. So if you need to, you can just pause this video so you can stay looking at it for longer. I hope you found this useful. Like I say, check out the other pick of cards for your Akashic Records in May, and I look forward to reading for you soon. Bye. Hi guys, so this is for everybody that chose message 2 for what the Akashic Records want to tell you about love in May. So let's see. Let's have a look. Actually, one sec, I'm just gonna... I don't know why this like lighting keeps changing, which is annoying. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have, oh wow, 5 of Wands. Interesting, because I had 5 of Swords come out first for message number 1. So 5 of Wands. Oh, wow, then we have Ace of Wands. So loads and loads of Wands energy. Wow, then we have the Tower. A lot of energy going off. And then we have the 2 of Swords. So a decision to be made. So you guys really do have a decision to be made about something which is you feel very intense about, basically. Something that you feel really intense about. So it's someone that has simultaneously sparked your passion, but also sparked your internal frustration. And this person really has woken you up to a whole load of things that maybe you weren't aware about yourself before, or about how you felt about life or something. So they've actually been like a real inspiration in some way or other. But it's almost like, because there was so much of an inspiration, wow, it created a lot of like intensity within you. I feel like a lot of passion, but a lot of frustration. And I do feel like you really have a decision to make about this person now, or this situation that you're in with this person. And when I ever see this, I always know that you have to use both your logical mind and your intuition. It's so important that you use both. This sword is the intuition near the moon. This sword is your logic. You're really, really important. Whatever this decision is that you need to make to do with this person or the situation that you're in with them, you must use both. It's really, really important. Right, let's just get a little bit more. But actually, we're going to clarify each one of these. But they can also tell us a new story too. Whatever needs to come out wants to come out. Okay, so we have faith. So instantly, trust that it's really important. Whatever frustrations and passions you've been feeling, it is part of this process that you do need to go through, because it's giving you some really new insight about yourself and who you are in terms of relating. And there's this real big thing I feel about, are you relationship minded or are you independent minded? And for those of you that are relationship minded, ask yourself how you're in a situation that basically isn't giving you currently everything that you feel you need. And if you are independent minded, just ask yourself, are you prepared to become more relationship minded in order to be with this person or work with this current situation? Oh wow, so then we have fear. Oh, you know what, it is hard. You know, like fear under the Ace of Wands, it's really tricky when somebody comes into our lives and like really shakes things up for us. And you know what, probably, and I do feel like this, like you've simultaneously shaken stuff up for them too. So it has worked both ways. And so regardless of where you are in this connection with this person, on a soul level, it's a true collaboration, because you're both kind of giving each other exactly the insight and awareness that you need to have the breakthroughs, so that you can understand that if you do want to have a relationship, how to go about it so that it is successful for you. But I know that obviously sometimes it can be so challenging when these things come up. It can be really, really challenging, but I think it's really important that you know that this is all part of the training currently at the moment, and it is really, really important. Oh wow, so under the Tower we have space. So you do need to give yourself this little bit of time to process everything that's gone off with this person. That's really, really important. You really just need to pause for thought is what I'm hearing, but I'm also hearing that you need to pause to kind of ground the intense energy, because I'm kind of seeing this as almost like a grounding rod. So like electricity or whatever, you always need a grounding rod for certain things. I think it's really important that you have a moment to pause so that you can collect your thoughts and your feelings about everything, and so that you can fully assess what's happened and how to move past from this point. And I do think it's really interesting you have both faith and fear. And again, this really does make me feel like there's this choice thing. It really is a choice about how you decide to move forward from this point. But I'm hearing how you decide to show up in terms of relationships. This is like a really big choice point moment for you, particularly with the Tower card. And the fact that the Tower card is then come in unison with the space. Do not rush. Do not rush. This is a big deal, and it is important that you give yourself that time to reflect. It's really, really important, because I'm hearing if you don't give yourself time to reflect, you're probably going to be more reactive and act out of fear than you are to act out of faith. And really, it's really pushing towards the fact that you need to, it's kind of funny, you need to kind of like work with the energy of faith and trusting, so that then you can like move into the fear. And then once you move into the fear, you'll recognize the space card, that there actually isn't anything there. There is no fear there. But, I say this like it's dead easy, because obviously I'm just being a reader, but I do also appreciate to be in this sort of scenario is so intense. It's so intense, and it can be very like all-consuming as well. So I think it's important that you also look how much of your energy is being consumed by this currently, and that you find a way to, it's not so much distract yourself, but you find a way to channel this energy a bit. I think that is also really important, and it'll be really helpful for you, and it will make you feel so much better. And then this one here, oh, so cute. Okay, I really like this, growth. So, it does feel like whatever situation you're currently in, there is a lot of growth to come through it. Now, wait, before I say any more, because I don't want to say anything without confirming, let me just pull two more oracles, because I understand love is a really, really big deal, and it really affects people. And so I just want to make sure I'm telling you exactly what you need to hear. Okay, so we have ice, purity. And then we have endurance, rock. Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay, so if some of you are wanting me to give an idea about what you should be doing to do with this person, or the situation that you're currently in to do with relationships, because you might be with somebody, you might have left somebody, or you might be trying to find somebody. Those are usually the 3 scenarios that people are in. And I'm just channeling for the certain vibration. So you can be any point on that spectrum. Like I say, you could be with somebody, you could have broken up from somebody, or you could be trying to meet somebody. But whatever way it is, what I'm hearing is this. Everything that you're going through right now is, although it is intense and it isn't emotionally satisfying currently, it does need to happen, because it's really important for your growth and for you moving forward in this area of your life. I do again just really feel like self-reflection of what's going on and what's happened and why you're in this situation is super, super important. And again, I do really feel like this concept of, if we say you're on a spectrum, everybody's on a spectrum between being super relationship minded to being completely independent minded. where are you currently at on that scale? And if you want to be in a relationship, how can you move yourself closer to this scale of being completely relationship minded? And I'm hearing that what it is there's some fears that you have somewhere that are restricting your ability to be able to fully integrate into a happy, healthy, harmonious relationship currently. But I'm also hearing that this is not the future. The future for you is this, growth. And also I do feel when I see this endurance and rock, I don't know, I just think it's a really beautiful card and it gives off a really beautiful energy. It kind of feels like you're working your way towards true stability in a relationship situation. So it's really important that you keep going and you keep doing everything that you're doing. But I suppose it's just about getting your expectations in alignment with the current reality set. So in May, rather than idolizing about a future scenario that you don't have that you do want, it's more about really working with exactly where you're at between faith and fear and being independent minded and being relationship minded and how to work with this. That's what I'm massively picking up with this. Now, let me just pull a wild card for you guys to work with yourselves. See what you get. Oh wow, I like this one. I've not seen this one before. So it says, notice the signs. So pause this video if you need to so you can get a bit more insight. But just put that together with everything so you can make this reading work for you. Like I say, there is a lot for you to integrate currently at the moment. You do need to use your conscious mind and also your intuition. And you do need to make this choice about faith and fear, but kind of how to work with them both simultaneously so that you have the faith to walk through fear, which is going to give you this new space for you to grow something different. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean with a different person. It could still be with the same person. It's just that you internally have to go through this process. And I do feel, I'm not going to say anything about that card actually, so I need to be quiet. But that's what I'm getting with that. So I really hope that was useful for you. Definitely make sure you check out the other Akashic pick a card readings for May, because I have money, general one and purpose one, and if you put them all together that should give you even more insight of every way for you to leverage this month. But anyway, take care and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hi guys, so this is for everybody that chose message number 3 for what the Akashic Records want to tell you about love in May. So we're just going to go straight into it. I'm getting some relief on this pile instantly. It feels like you've gone through, I think you've been going through a journey and a process with it all, but it kind of feels like it's coming to some kind of resolution, which feels like this card. Oh wow, yeah, it feels like this card, and this is the 4 of Wands. Yeah, so it completely does feel like you're coming to some completion point, but also the 4 of Wands is still in the middle kind of energy, and although it's stable as a 4, it's still not fully locked in on both a physical and a spiritual level. So I feel like something about that is relevant. So basically whatever's happening with you in your love life, it's all going in exactly the right direction, and I do feel like on the whole you are enjoying it and you're in a good situation, but still be open to more, still be open to more growth, more expansion, more insights, that kind of thing. But it does feel like you've done amazing to get where you've got to, basically. So that's awesome. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we have the Hierophant and the 3 of Wands over here. I don't know if you can see them. My light's a bit bright, sorry about that. And then we also over here have the 5 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Okay. So I generally do feel like you have gone through quite a bit of an expansion and you've moved past, you've gone into a new territory to do with you and relationships. That's what it feels like a new way of relating, a new status level of relationships, something like that. I feel like it's something that you've put a lot of energy into in the past and you really have worked to create this in your life. And obviously now you have come to this reasonably stable space, and then it is a really like it's a really nourishing, harmonious relationship connection that you're in. So if it's not, then this is definitely not the reading for you, because I massively pick up that it is. You are in that situation, or you could be just on the cusp of just about to kind of ground this new healthy new way of being in relationships. But it does feel like you've had to work a lot on your own inner feminine energy. So whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. I'm just talking about the energy. It feels like with the Queen of Cups here and the Knight of Pentacles, or sorry, the Five of Pentacles, you've had to really master your own internal feminine energy and get it into a super harmonious space. And I actually feel it's because you have such a strong, healed feminine energy inside you that it's actually put you in this situation where you're now in a really nice, caring connection and loving relationship. And again, it just feels like it's because you've worked through so much, but at the same point, it doesn't feel like you're at the end point just yet. So that's just something to be mindful of. Let me just pull a little bit more. Let's just see. So actually, slightly differently now, I just want to see, so where is this energy heading for you in May? So let's have a look. Okay, so we have balance, amazing. Yeah, it does really feel like this is a harmonious pile. And actually some of the others weren't, so that's great. Although we do have pain, so I'll definitely check into that. But that just feels to me a bit like the Five of Pentacles. I feel like you've had to work through quite a lot to get to the position that you're in currently. That's what I really feel like has happened. And I feel like you have, you've kind of like, in some ways you've healed your pain. You've healed any pain or dysfunction that you've had to do with the past, to do with relationships, and particularly your own feminine energy within relationships. So that is the part that's nurturing, that's very receiving, that's like very happy to put somebody else, or not put somebody else before yourself, but just very happy to be very relaxed and easygoing within a relationship context. You're very happy to go with the flow. You don't need to control it too much. You have like a quiet sense of inner confidence within yourself, which means that even when the relationship goes through a bit of turmoil, you're able to not react, to just kind of relax. You can hold space for the other person. It kind of feels that sort of energy. Oh, nice, exactly. And then we have the happiness energy, which to be honest really reminds me of this card here with the Four of Wands. I do feel like, you know, this connection, this relationship is still going to keep growing and being more and more nurturing in the month of May. And then we have space, and I do actually see the space is just like more room to grow the happiness that's currently going off with the relationship that you're in, because this really does feel like somebody that is in a relationship. And like I say, if that's not you, it doesn't feel like the pile. But equally, because obviously I read for the spectrum that everybody's on this same vibration, so you could be in a relationship, which I feel is most likely, but if you're on the other end of this energy spectrum, you won't be in a relationship, but you are really working at balancing and healing your own feminine energy, and very much your own relationship with the women in your family line is what I really feel. And you're starting to just be a lot more trusting of others and life itself. And the more that you can trust others and life itself, the softer you become, the more open you become, and the more space there is to bring happiness into your life. So this all feels to me like, this feels really nice. It feels really positive. And I do just feel like the main message is, whatever you're doing, carry on doing it. Just keep on doing it. And this very kind of like I say, I'm just getting such a harmonious, a balanced, a relaxed, a peaceful, but still super happy and joyful kind of energy from this pile to do with love in May. And I do feel like a lot of it is because you've found peace with, or you're in the process of finding peace with, being good enough to be in a relationship, or you're basically getting your needs met. because here are just these people are not getting their needs met. But funny enough, their needs could get met because they could just walk inside this church here, but they're just so locked into their pattern of not having their needs met that they're not able to see a new way out. Whereas I feel like you guys have actually got into this place of being able to get your needs met, and you understand how to meet the needs of another, and you also understand the balance and cooperation that goes off between when your needs need to be met, when their needs need to be met, when there needs to be compromise, when there needs to be space holding for somebody else, all of this kind of thing. So it just feels super balanced, super nurturing, and the message is just carry on, enjoy May, it's going to be great while ever you keep staying in that space. And just to remember that if any little hiccups do come, just carry on going in the same way, like being open, being soft, being receptive, being super compassionate and empathetic to the other person, getting your needs met and also getting their needs met. And I also feel like for some reason good communication is a part of this. So all of this sounds awesome and it feels awesome. But let me just pull 2 more cards, which I feel like one of these. So we have East, beginnings. Yeah, it still feels like whatever is going on, there's a long way for this kind of energy within you to develop, and energy within this relationship, if you're in a relationship, to develop, and humility. And again, this humility is this softness thing. I feel like, but humility in this context, in this reading, it feels like emotional maturity and emotional intelligence. So I feel that it's important for you to not be complacent either about where you're at and where things are at, and to just constantly stay open to learning how to do relationship even more than where you're really at. Because I feel if you're on that spectrum where you're in a relationship, this person is somebody you can really grow with, and you can grow in a very harmonious way. So it's not like you're having to grow through difficulties and pain and conflicts and triggering each other. I feel like you can grow with each other through support, through understanding, through connection and through communication. So that is awesome. But if you're on the other end of the spectrum where you're still this vibration but you're not in a relationship yet, I just feel like it's really important that you stay open to somebody coming in pretty soon, number one. I do feel like that with beginnings. But I also feel like this is where humility doesn't feel like humility for you guys. It feels more like softness. I feel like just keep holding this soft space for yourself, and how far you've come, and how really ready you are now to step into a loving, nurturing, supporting connection, and a connection that can help you grow to the next level. So this also feels super positive for people that aren't currently in relationships yet. It does feel like something is coming very close, but it is really important to be quite clear on how to meet your needs and how to meet the needs of others. And what I'm also getting is, if you're not currently in a relationship, be open to not understanding how to meet the needs of another instantaneously, and be open to them not instantaneously knowing how to meet your needs, but know that through harmonious connection that can easily be resolved. So that's what I massively feel for this part, which is so nice. Now let me just pull a wild card for you guys to interpret just for yourself. Now just bear with me a moment. Here we go. Whoa. That's flitter. No, I'm going to do a new one. Wait, actually I will get it. Oh no, it's loads of cards, so sorry, just one sec. Let me... Message for group number 3. Okay, oh nice. You have dream. So just pause this video if you need, so you can stay staring at this card. But I hope this reading was useful for you. It does feel great. Oh, it feels so nice. And it feels very different from the other two piles, I have to say that for sure. So yeah, I hope that makes a lot of sense to you, and I look forward to reading for you again. Make sure you check out your other Akashic Record picker cards for May. We have Money, General and Purpose. But other than that, it was great for read for you, and I'll speak to all you guys soon. Bye.